Give your players a different kind of challenge. Give them a non-violent quest. Welcome to my channel. I focus on tabletop role-playing games, video games, and science fiction. I'm sure you've heard of the classic trope of one school stealing another school's mascot. Of course, the classic is the Army Military Academy at West Point stealing Navy's Academy at Annapolis's mascot, or Navy stealing Army's mascot. Both of those have happened. Those are classic stories. If you look them up on the web, you'll find some interesting stories about that, about how that has been planned out and executed, and people stealing various mascots. And the important thing to think about these is, if violence had actually taken place in any of those thefts, then literally there would be that people would probably end up in Leavenworth, a military prison, because they would not have any sympathy at all if either the mascot or anyone was hurt with that, because that's the point. So imagine in your world you have two competing schools, and you want to have your party is tasked with stealing the mascot from one school and bringing it to the other school, or something like that. That means that if anyone is hurt, that the mission fails, and there would be lots of repercussions. Another one that is a little bit easier, rather than schools, if you don't want to have schools, just have two major houses, as you see like in Game of Thrones. You have the different houses, and one house has some sort of icon that belonged to the other house, and you can't hurt any of the city guard or any of the guards, because if anyone is hurt, then it would be known that it was stolen or something, or why people were there. The two houses both want to keep it hushed up that they have it. I mean, there was the story about, I think it was the one set, it was the gold coins collection that was actually taken from Germany, or the gold, the treasure of Troy was taken from Germany into Russia, and the Russians denied having it, though at the end of World War II. There's a whole bunch of things like that there's plausible deniability, that they want to deny that they actually have this stolen item. So if you steal it back, they can't actually call the city guard or things like that to complain, because it was illegal for them to have it in the first place. You can set up these kind of situations, but then the key to this is no one can be hurt enough that the authorities would be involved, that your players have to play nice. They could put somebody to sleep, but they can't then go kill them. And this is an interesting approach, that you have to make your players do things in a way that is non-violent, that they don't hurt anyone. As Isaac Asimov said, violence is the last refuge of the incompetent. So make your players do something where they can't pull out their swords and just whack people apart, or they can't fry them with a fireball. They have to come up with interesting ways to do something, to break in, but they can't kill anyone. They can't harm anyone. Or if you want to do something even more strict, you could have the druids cause them where you can't harm any plants or animals. That's even wilder. But that goes back to the mascot thing. If a mascot had been killed in any of these adventures where, it's a mascot that one party steals, that's horrible. People would be all upset and want to punish the person who stole that. But if you've just captured the mascot, things like that, that gets back to, that you want to capture the princess or something like that, but you can't kill any of the guards because they're just doing their job. So try and add an interesting new experience for your player characters. where your fighter, he can open doors and things like that, but he has to be, shall we say, non-violent. He can't kill anyone. Or actually, if you really want to be strict, that you can't take a hit point off of anyone. You can put them to sleep, but you can't take any hit points off of them, because otherwise they've been hurt. Or you could put limits on how many hit points you could inflict. You could inflict 1 hit point on a character, as long as they had more than one. Because you can't, if they only have 1 hit point and you inflict 1 hit point, they go to 0. But anyway, so this is an interesting kind of challenge to give to your players. Have you played in a campaign or an adventure where the DM has given you a non-violent challenge? Or as a DM, have you given non-violent challenges to any of your players? I'd like to hear the stories about that. So please give me some comments, and thank you for watching my video. I look forward to learning what you think about this video. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate all your comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. I appreciate both forms of feedback. If you're new here and would like to subscribe, you can click on the icon on the left. If you're interested, there's more content on the right.